Good morning, and welcome to Theodore Parker Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Robin Colgrove, and my family and I have been coming to Theodore Parker since the end of the last millennium. As we enter into worship, we bring with us all of the sorrow and joy of our week, and we know that we are held in loving community. Here, we are reminded that we are part of something larger than ourselves. Here we seek to counter oppression, to work for healing and injustice in a bruised and broken world. Here, we invite all of you to bring your perspectives, your beliefs and doubts, and all that is unique and wondrous about you to our service. In the spirit of love, all are welcome here. For those joining in person, a few things you might want to know. Our congregation is mask optional, and if you'd like to be seated in an area where others are wearing a mask, this section, on my left, your right, is reserved for people wearing masks. You can use the QR codes at either entrance to pull up the order of service on your phone, or I don't think we have large print copies today. So, people of all ages are welcome to move about in the sanctuary as they need to, or to make themselves comfortable in the cozy zone in front of the first pew. Any children here today are welcome to be with us during the whole service. Our child care provider is out this morning. There are toys and activities available for children of any age and our narthex in the back. Many thanks to Mary Beth Noonan, who is our camera point person, and to Ruth Kahn, who is our Zoom usher. If you're new to Theodore Parker Church or visiting today, we'd love to stay in touch. You're invited to fill out the connection card, which will give you an opportunity to sign up for our weekly updates and help us welcome you. A link to the connection card will be in the chat, as well as our contact information. Those joining us here in the sanctuary are encouraged to fill out the contact card that you'll find in your pews within the bright yellow pamphlet. We'd like to have a moment to greet one another. For those of you on Zoom, putting your video on at this time helps us connect. Could you please put us on the sanctuary screen in gallery view so we can see our off-site congregation? Let's give each other a big wave, sanctuary folks. The camera is in the back. As we continue to greet one another, if online, you may post hello in the chat. If you're physically in the sanctuary, we invite you to greet one another at this time and to say good morning. Please ask for consent before offering a hug or handshake.
Good morning. Our opening words this morning are from the poem, Perhaps the World Ends Here, by Joy Harjo. The world begins at a kitchen table. No matter what, we must eat to live. The gifts of earth are brought and prepared, set on the table. So it has been since creation, and it will go on. So let us gather this morning at our spiritual kitchen table, where we are fed with community and worship, with the love that with continual work to promise each other. Welcome in. If you now join me as you are willing and able in singing hymn, River Flowing Through My Soul, in the Teal hymnal, number 1007.
Worthy. I don't know. If not, I mean, physically.
All right, so we're gonna do it one more time. Reach down to the grassroots for power. Reach up to the sky for inspiration. Stomp out injustice. And move with the winds of change. Now we're just gonna do the motions without saying the words. Blessed be the bodies that move and stretch for social justice. If you would now join me in rising as you are willing and able in singing hymn number 354, We Laugh, We Cry.
We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. Can be long, we need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very home. And we believe in life, strength of love, and we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give, we have our thoughts to receive, and we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us and we feel a special glow. We see time's endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We thrill to hear imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to the spirit of this child, and we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a time to be together. And with the grace of age, we share the wonder of youth. And we believe that growing is an answer. Our lives are full of wonder and our time is very brief. The death of one among us fills us all with pain and grief. That as we live, so shall we die, and when our lives are done, the memories we share with friends, they will linger on and on. And we believe in life and in the strength of love, and we have found a place to be together. We have the right to grow. We have the gift to believe that peace within our living is an answer. We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life, to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth, equality, and blessed peace of mind. And then we come together here to make sense of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see even to question truly is an answer.
Our Roots of Resilience by Kimberly Ann Tomzak Carlson. Take a moment, take a breath to settle in to this time of meditation and prayer. Feel the gravity of this earth holding you in place. Wiggle your toes as if they were roots. Roots connect you to the earth, lending you strength. Gently sway in the wind, turning your body like a trunk of a tree. Leaning this way and that, bending as the air pushes and pulls. What surrounds you may sway you. Wiggle your toes again. Know that your roots can hold you as you grow and learn. A tree is nourished by the soil and water. You are nourished by food and earth grows and the water it provides. You are cared for and loved by oh so many people. Breathe deeply into this. Still yourself. And know that your roots are strong. Wiggle those roots. And as you are wiggling, take a moment to honor on this weekend of Indigenous Peoples Day, to honor the resilience and beauty of Indigenous peoples everywhere and their land that we stand upon. We share now in a time of quiet, followed by a musical meditation.
Generosity is a spiritual practice in Unitarian Universalist congregations. We give to remind ourselves of how many gifts we have to offer. We give to remember that we are part of something bigger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space. We give with gratitude for all that we have been given, and with the faith that together we have more than enough. Links to donate will be in the chat, or you can take a meditative moment writing out a check and sending it to the church after the service. Ushers will be coming around the sanctuary to collect an offering for those of you in the pews who wish to donate something more tangible. As Yukiko shares are the Galop de Cortesia from Frédéric Monpau's Scenes Enfants, pardon my lack of French, an offering to sustain this congregation of memory and hope will be gratefully received. Thank you. Our reading today is Rise and Shine by Ocean Vuong. Scrape the last 848 from the glass jar, your day's worth of tips at the nail salon. Enough for one hit, enough to be good till noon, but these hands already blurring. The money a weird hummingbird caught in my fingers. I take out the carton of eggs, crack 4 yolks into a sky blue bowl, spoon the shells, scallions hiss in oil. A flick of fish sauce, garlic crushed the way you taught me, the pan bubbling into a small possible sun I am.
Having a 6-month-old requires me to live much more in the moment. I am constantly checking on needs not my own that require gentle tending. Though I have the privilege of living more in the moment, I also think about the world my child will grow up in. And attached to this is the possible end of the world, or at least surviving pretty rough times. One of my favorite Joy Harjo poems that we heard this morning, Perhaps the World Ends Here. I love this poem because even though it is about the end of the world, it is jam-packed with life. The whole poem reads, "The world begins at the kitchen table. No matter what, we must eat to live. The gifts of earth are brought and prepared, set on the table. So it has been since creation, and it will go on. We chase chickens or dogs away from it. Babies teethe at the corners. They scrape their knees under it. It is here that children are given instructions on what it means to be human. We make men at it, we make women. At this table we gossip, recall enemies and the ghost of lovers. Our dreams drink coffee with us as they put their arms around our children. They laugh with us at our poor falling down selves as we put ourselves back together once again at the table. The table has been a house in the rain, an umbrella in the sun. Wars have begun and ended at this table. It is a place to hide in the shadow of terror, a place to celebrate the terrible victory. We have given birth at this table and have prepared our parents for burial here. At this table, we sing with joy, with sorrow. We pray for suffering and remorse. We give thanks. Perhaps the world will end at the kitchen table while we are all laughing and crying, eating of the last sweet bite. I have read many articles throughout the year that talk about what you pack in your emergency bag, whether that be for the apocalypse, for flood, or fire. When thinking about all the candles, knives, and canned goods to store away, I think it is also important to imagine what we put aside spiritually for our spiritual end of the world pack. I could talk about putting such things as resilience, hope, these kinds of things, but we also need to prepare about what gives us resilience. Where can we find it? Where in our bodies does it already live? Where can we find it so we can continue to reach down to the grassroots for that power and reach up to the sky for inspiration? What memories, what experiences can we draw from? What gives us hope? What gives us stamina, patience, compassion in the past, in the present? Where do these live right now? I think we already have what we need to fill our spiritual pack. We just need to remember, compile, and store away what gives us the spiritual sustenance we need. In my spiritual backpack, I would like to pack resilience, joy, hope, patience, creativity, and freedom. I want everyone to take a moment and think about what you'd like to pack along these lines. So we're just going to take a moment. Now, I would love some of those things to be shared. Does anyone want to shout out what they're putting in their spiritual backpack? Laughter. Strength. Compassion. Courage. Creativity. Hope. Imagination. Forgiveness. Humility. Love. Lots of love. Well, thank you all. We have just begun creating the Theodore Parker Spiritual Backpack. Today, I am going to pack my bag of spiritual sustenance, all found in a specific situation of teaching a class in a low-security prison. While this spot is not the most hopeless place, it is still a prison, a place where people are seen as less human. I'm hoping that by packing my bag to go to a place where hope is not easily found, it will bring about more hope. It will bring to mind the ways in which hope itself can be resilient. I want my pack to provide sustenance for myself and others. I will pack resilience. When I think of packing resilience, I think of doing hard things. I think of difficult situations and moving from them and through them. And I also think about my dark maroon high-top sneakers. I wear these sneakers every time I lead a class as part of the program Career Pathways, which is a re-entry program for those incarcerated to learn more about the career landscape once they are out. These sneakers have often been coupled with different clothing items, but I know they fit the requirements of what you can wear in this prison, and they have never gotten me into trouble, so I wear them every single time. Some of the participants in this program are there because they have to be, but some choose to be and sit there taking notes, anxious about what awaits them in the outside world. Some are honest with me and tell me they will probably go back to what landed them in prison in the first place. But some light up when I ask them to write an elevator speech about their dream job. This, to me, this light, this commitment, is resilience, seen by the tall minister in the low-cut maroon sneakers. Joy. Joy in a prison can look like the smiles that spread around the room when those that are incarcerated are asked, if you could be anywhere right now, where would that be? Joy looks like the smiles that emerges when someone who has been incarcerated for over a decade says, home. Joy looks like a smile when someone who will be getting out soon says, a beach anywhere. And then there is a special, mischievous, somewhat illegal joy of when upon his departure, someone pats your arm and says, if you are ever in Providence, Rhode Island and in need of gold, and gives me a wink. Hope. Hope in this pack looks like the website for the database Idealist, written down in pencil on the back of a packet, written down as someone in the class is not going back to his life pre-prison. He doesn't have an in with a job with a friend. He wants to talk to kids about his life choices. He wants to search idealist.com for community social justice nonprofits. His persistence, his pursuit of a harder path and pencil-noted dream looks like hope. Creativity. Creativity here looks like a lollipop given to me made from unusual supplies found in a low-security prison, waxy, but also fruity, wrapped up in paper. Creativity looks and tastes like hope, like not giving up. Freedom. Freedom in this place doesn't look like an object or something written down. Freedom has more of a feeling, a heart burst that you feel when you open the spiritual backpack. A rushing of prison walls come down, a recognition of humanity, a slight taste of some food, any food, service beyond these walls. A taste of an ice cream sundae, a cake someone's mom used to make. Freedom taps on all the senses, grounded in reality and moving forward with dreams. Freedom flirts with everything in the spiritual backpack, claiming them all as needed in a world where everyone is free. Now, I want you to remember back when you're packing your spiritual backpack, and I want to say those words again. I know we started with laughter. What else was there? Hope, imagination, creativity, compassion. There was forgiveness, and there was love. And I want us all now to take a moment and to imagine maybe a favorite backpack or what you always imagine when you imagine a backpack, and put them all in. Blessed is this spiritual pack. Blessed is the spiritual pack we just built, and blessed. How blessed it is to be alive with this community-built spiritual backpack. Part of packing this bag is remembering why we want to live. It is a practice in living. This particular bag is spiritually packed in a difficult place. In a place that I've packed my spiritual bag, there are few windows, tons of cement, security, walls, and rules and practices that most often say the people there are less than. Packing this bag is a practice in living and the belief that we can still survive, because I think this is what we will need when the waters rise and the fires spread. I think we will have to remember what it is to be alive and decide if we want to keep doing it. If we want to keep living with dreams and tools that create a better world than the one we exist in, the one that is struggling. In talks about the apocalypse, people frequently note how so much of the world has already experienced types of apocalypse, from genocide to catastrophic weather, to the native peoples who have faced a destruction of their home and culture again and again. Prison can feel like, and often is, a psychic apocalypse. This summer, it seems no one escaped apocalyptic weather. We are continually experiencing events that end people's worlds, that destroy home as they know it or destroy it altogether. Let us start collecting sacred items that represent sacred truths. Maroon sneakers and scraps of paper. Let us remind ourselves that we are all here, so we are already survivors. Survivors who have had survivors before us. Ancestors who had their own spiritual backpacks. Let us build altars to and for them, continuing to hold these sacred truths close. And finally, let us remember that these sacred truths come from us, are us. We are imagination, we are laughter, we are forgiveness, we are compassion, resilience, we are freedom, we are love. Let us gather at the kitchen table. Let us not be stingy sharing our sacred packs, the packs that we have compiled, the packs yet to be built, all of the packs that honor all it is to be alive. To end this sermon, I would like to end in song, and I'm going to need a little help. I want us to specifically this morning remember to put joy in our spiritual packs, and in the spirit of good endings and jubilant apocalypse, I'm going to sing a bit of a song that hopefully has the feeling of letting yourself fall in love with someone, running for that plane you know you're not going to get, these types of feelings. It's also sort of this kind of song. So feel free to do that. And the first part goes, hey, it's the end of the world. So I'm going to see if you all can do that. So I'll sing hey, and you'll sing it's the end of the world. Is that right? Yeah, right. So, hey, it's the end of the world. Haven't you heard? So love 'em if you got 'em. Boys and girls, say goodbye to the past now. Raise up your glass and revel while it lasts. It's the end of the world. Sometimes I am afraid to die. My flesh and bones won't testify. My enemy and friends share the same residence. But don't you eulogize on my behalf. I'm a long way from my epitaph. I'm only getting started on this lost highway. Hey, it's the end of the world now, haven't you heard? Love 'em if you got 'em. Boys and girls, say goodbye to the past now. Raise up the glass and revel while it lasts. It's the end of the world. I am foolish, I am blind. I lose my heart, I lose my mind. My soul feels like a trumpet in the battlefield. Don't shower me with flatteries. Ain't got no time for pleasantries. Just give me the truth and set me free, 'cause hey, it's the end of the world now, haven't you heard? So love 'em if you got 'em. Say goodbye to the past and raise up your glass. Revel while it lasts. It's the end of the world. Blessed be. Great. Well, now you are well prepped to sing again some hymn. Our closing hymn this morning is 1028 in the teal hymnal, The Fire of Commitment. Please rise as you are willing and able.
From the light of days remembered burns a beacon bright and clear, guiding hands and hearts and spirits into faith set free from fear. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the stories of our living rings a song both brave and free, calling pilgrims still to witness in the life of liberty. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin. From the dreams of youthful vision comes a new prophetic voice, which demands a deeper justice built by our courageous choice. When the fire of commitment sets our mind and soul ablaze, when our hunger and our passion meet to call us on our way, when we live with deep assurance of the flame that burns within, then our promise finds fulfillment and our future can begin.
At this table, we sing with joy, with sorrow. We pray of suffering and remorse. We give thanks. Perhaps the world will end at the kitchen table while we are laughing and crying, eating of that last sweet bite. Amen and blessed be.
Just a few announcements. Please join us for coffee hour through the breezeway. Just saying there is bean dip. Deb Friends will be at the social action table during coffee hour with information about UU Mass Action and other justice work at TPC. On Saturday, October 21st from 12 to 4, Theodore Parker will be participating in the second annual Westy Fest. We will have a table with information about the church and causes we support. To contribute materials about social justice issues, or if you'd like to sit at the table, please contact Kathy Ware. And finally, candlelight dinners are resuming. Please speak to Meredith St. John at coffee hour if you're interested. There have been some notices about it in TPC Talk and the church newsletter, but by all means talk to Dr. Meredith. This is the candlelight dinners went on sabbatical during COVID, so it's good to see them coming back. Thank you. We'll see you at coffee hour.